What's up, everybody? How you doing out there? Thinker St. James here. It is Tuesday. That means it is The Ultimate Fighter, Season 33. Your boy is here, ready for yet another exciting episode of television. We've got about a half hour before that starts, so thought I'd come on a little bit early, say what's up, talk about a little bit of the news of the day. Getting ready for this quality television program that we all know and love so well. Ohio Player, yeah, pretty early, absolutely, yeah. Coming on, I figure it's like, why wait? Why wait for the show to actually be on and jump onto it right when it starts when I can come on and say hello to all y'all. So hello, all y'all. Also gives me a little bit more time to wake myself up, because yet again, these Tuesday streams are very tough. So I have the show that we do, myself and the Ohio Player, on Monday nights. That goes pretty late. Then I have to be up early in the morning. I come home, generally get a small nap, and sometimes that nap helps me to wake up, and sometimes that nap makes me more tired than before I took the nap, and that is certainly what's been happening recently. Can you also do the tough BJJ when regular tough is over? It's pretty interesting. I saw that you were watching that. I saw a little bit of it. I think that I actually got off of your stream as you were starting to watch the episodes of that from the watch along that you did. Is it worth watching? I mean, you're saying it's interesting. I mean, I saw like I said, I think I caught maybe the first couple of minutes of you watching it. So, I mean, I can. It's not that I can't do it. It's just that it's not something that specifically interests me. I'm a fan of striking, so straight BJJ competitions are, it's not like I won't watch them, but I feel like straight BJJ competitions are a lot like straight boxing matches, where it's like occasionally you'll get something really exciting, but the majority of them are pretty down the line, not super entertaining. Free on YouTube. They did an episode per day, so I think it's over already, but it's definitely interesting. Not great, but content. Got you. I mean, maybe I'll do a full watch of all of them. Maybe I'll try for a Sunday stream. I always say that I'm going to be able to do Sunday streams, and then I never get to. But yeah, I mean, one of these nights, if I have a night where I can steal away some time. I mean, right now I'm still trying to find time to put together the video content for this channel. It's been very difficult with all the stuff that I got going on behind the scenes, but Yeah, I mean, I'd be down. I'd be down. That might even be something that we could do together because if it's on YouTube, we might be able to figure out a way to play the video and just do a watch along that way. But we'll talk about it. Either way, speaking of content, we got to coordinate The Cage. I know everyone out there is waiting on the edge of their seats, bated breath for The Cage finale. I know I am. I have been wanting to get episode 5 of this show done for quite some time just because it is going to be great to not have to watch that show anymore. But I'm excited for it, though, because I feel like pretty much I think that what we talked about on the episode 4, the review at the very end that we when we were talking about like what we expected from the season finale, I think it's going to happen. I think they're going to start trying to throw in all kinds of twists and turns to leave cliffhangers for season 2. And since we're not getting season 2, it's just going to be a lot of weird, open-ended stuff. Like, are they ever going to resolve the open-ended situation with villain Ibrahim and his own domestic abuse situation? Who knows? Maybe we'll find out, but I doubt it. The type of show that it is, I doubt. I doubt that they're going to do any kind of resolution for that. I think they'll resolve a few minor issues and then open up a whole new can of worms that will never get resolved. Weird open-ended stuff. You mean the whole show and every plot point? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean for sure. Like, where it's going to be like a couple of things will get some kind of minor resolution, and then a whole new crop of things is going to not make sense, and all of the stuff that has not made sense early on, like, a few little things will get tied up, but the majority will not. So, yeah, I am excited for it. I am excited to be done with that. I'm excited to move on to the Cyril Gahn movie. I'm excited to watch the Smashing Machine. I just found out that they're making a Ronda Rousey biopic as well. So we've got the Cyril Gahn movie. We've got the Smashing Machine. We've potentially got the Charles Oliveira biopic and a Ronda Rousey biopic as well. So, a whole lot of MMA nonsense going on when it comes to entertainment offerings that are not in Cage. Coach is dead, so that's a fun plot point to pick up the last episode of the season. Yeah, well, that's what I say. Like, who knows? You know how this show goes, bro. The coach got stabbed in episode 4. He takes the shiv to the body, and he'll just be fine in episode 5. Bro will just come back like, damn, that was crazy. Did you see how I got stabbed like that? Like, we'll pick up on episode 5, and they'll just be back in shitty gym. Like, they'll just be training again like nothing happened. Coach will have a Band-Aid on his side. That'll be what it'll be. Coach will have a Band-Aid on his side like, man, gotta be moving a little bit tender on this, We gotta let this heal up. Like, it's just some regular-ass wound. Now, we'll see what ends up happening on The Cage, the epic conclusion of the one and only season. But I've got MMA Mania up here for our pre-Ultimate Fighter news roundup. I posted in the Discord today, Ben Askren is on the lung transplant list. Man, I feel for Ben Askren so much with this situation that he's going through, bro. Like, Ben Askren is in an extreme situation with this, but let me tell you, there is nothing quite as scary as potentially needing a replacement organ. An organ transplant is some serious business. It's not like they just open you up, throw in a new, kidney or whatever, and then you're good to go. It's like all kinds of crazy prep that you have to go through with it. The surgery itself is long and complex and, potentially very dangerous. They sew you back up after the successful surgery, and then you have a lifelong commitment of medication that you are on. So Ben Askren, man, I really feel for this guy when it comes to the situation that he's in. Shout out to Ben. Hope that he, can recover. I mean, it's looking like if he's on the transplant list, then there's probably not much chance of him being able to recover without this surgery. But, if there's any miracle out there, I hope that he is able to beat this thing. But either way, hopefully he gets better. I heard that he was conscious for a little minute today. That somebody had updated that He was, he came to for a little bit, was asking about wrestling information, so I just wish the best for that guy, for real. We found out today that Cedricus Dumas is out of his fight at UFC 317 due to not being able to get out of his ankle monitor. That is wild. Literally, we're talking about that on the show on Monday, and that turns out to be the thing that takes him out of the fight. How crazy. Why did they even book him if they knew that he was freshly arrested? If they knew that this dude was going to be potentially out on bond, why did they even book this guy? Furthermore, why are they booking him knowing that he is a hard and fast criminal? This guy is a bad problem, bro. Like, this dude is he's beyond a problem in the cage. This dude is a problem for society. This dude is a menace to society, for real. I mean, Cedricus Dumas is a guy who, he's a habitual line stepper, as Charlie Murphy might have said. How many arrests? How many arrests does this guy have to rack up? Bro is hiding inside of a dog enclosure, inside of a dog cage from the police, as if the police can't see through a cage. Maybe not the brightest guy. But Cedricus Dumas is off the card. He's going to be fighting extra in the shower sometime, I suppose. But who knows? Either way, probably an okay person to get dropped from the card, considering that his last performance was terrible, and he is a person who is very hard to support. Alexandre Pantoja is getting custom shorts for 317, and they look pretty cool. They got a nice little dragon on them on both sides, maybe 2 dragons. So, cool. I have mixed feelings about the custom shorts, but if they look cool, I will certainly acknowledge it. Not even mixed feelings. There are not that many that I have found that I've saw and said, man, that's dope. Like, that's really, really cool. That warrants having customs. I think that there's probably some designers out there who could, like, make them really cool, but yeah, pretty cool is all that I'll say about that. It's literally the best thing ever. I mean, all right, look, people do seem to like them. I'm not going to deny people their enjoyment of it. If you enjoy them, then that's fine. But, like, I just haven't seen any designs that are, like, that amazing. There have been a couple that I've been like, yo, that's pretty cool. His are pretty cool. But the thing with his, too, and what we've seen, because we've seen people with dragons before. Like, that's, I think one of the things about the custom shorts is it's like, how many different versions of designs can you really come up with before it starts getting stale? Like, didn't Zhang Weilei had dragons? That made sense, What is the connection of the dragon to Brazilian culture? Maybe there is some that I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, dragons, warriors, cultural things that are significant to your region of the world that you come from. I think it's gonna run out of gas at some point, but shout out to the people that enjoy them. So, there you go. Maybe this is another cool one to rock with. It's custom, so whatever. TBH Khalil got some and put BS on them, but came out well, so fuck it. Yeah. Khalil's didn't. That's a perfect example of one that I was like, yeah, I didn't really even they didn't make much of a difference one way or another. They didn't really look like that amazing to me. And it is kind of crazy that, like, non-champion fighters are getting him at this point. Khalil must have done something really, like, to make the organization happy if they're giving him custom shorts and keeping him in high-level fights. But we'll see what happens now after the fight he was just in. We'll see if your theory about Dana not liking the way that he fought in that fight, plays a factor in how they book him going forward. We'll see if he gets custom shorts again. Who knows? In other news, found out that Jack Hermansson has been away from the UFC for good reason. Well, 2 good reasons. One, he was away from the UFC because of injury. That's an unfortunate reason, but obviously a good reason not to fight. But 2, and more importantly, Jack Hermansson has been campaigning for the legalization of mixed martial arts in Norway, where he is from. And you know, Norway is a country that I hold dear to my heart. My good friend, Mr. Ragequit, is from the country of Norway. And it kills me that Norwegian MMA is stifled by it being illegal in the country. A lot of great mixed martial artists from Norway unable to practice their craft. So Jack Hermanson, the Joker, out there with his eyes that are too close together, telling the government, y'all need to legalize this. So I appreciate that. It's also a thing where, like, any custom shorts make you question, does this fit, and or do I not get it because they're just whatever they want and not based upon nicknames or whatever. Yeah, that's a good point too. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, you know, it could just be like, man, just throw a bunch of skulls on there. Well, why? Because they look cool. I can do Kermit the Frog. I want a skull. I can do Kermit the Frog. We're going to do Kermit the Frog. So maybe they'll get somebody with Kermit the Frog custom shorts. Maybe those would be mine. But, yeah, I mean, again, the custom shorts thing, like, it just doesn't, I don't know. I just don't fuck with it. Plain is fine by me. Like, I would need to see a design where I'm like, man, that's justified. Like, even Max. Like, you know, Max, my favorite fighters of all time. You know, his was you know, representative of his culture. There was a connection there. But I still didn't think that they were amazing. Still didn't think that they were like, wow, you know, this is so cool that he has them. It's just whatever. What else we got going on in the news as we are about 15 minutes out from the start of The Ultimate Fighter? Of course, the big news of the day, I guess no putting it off any longer. Today, body cam footage was released from the Jon Jones most recent incident of crashing a car and fleeing the scene. Which, I mean, I don't know what the laws are out there in New Mexico. It's certainly a scumbag thing to do, as Jon Jones is one often to do. But, I mean, as far as keeping yourself out of trouble, it's probably not the worst thing because being behind the wheel at the time is very important for establishing your fault in a situation like that. So Jon Jones up and running was a self-preservation mechanism. That's, again, not the most unwise, even though, of course, he deserves to be punished for the crimes he committed. Although it was crazy to me that why did Jon Jones pick up the phone? So if you know what happened here, Jon Jones is in a car with a half-naked woman, in and of itself kind of crazy for multiple reasons, but whatever. Jon Jones is in the car with the half-naked woman, crashes the car. He flees the scene. The woman stays in the car. Cops roll up. The woman immediately drops dime on Jon Jones. I thought that was pretty funny. This woman did not no kinds of homie move whatsoever. She was not defending this guy in any way, shape, or form. Who's your friend? Jon Jones. That's what she said. That's what she said. Yes, that is literally what she said. She at the end of the video, he's like, he's Jon Jones the fighter? She's like, John Bones Jones. It's like, yeah, there's no one else but that guy. So Jon Jones flees the scene, leaving this half-naked woman in the car in this busted up vehicle. And then she calls him on the phone, and Jon, instead of not picking up the phone, starts threatening the officers over the phone. Why did he do this? Well, I can tell you one good reason, because he was drunk as shit. That's certainly one of the reasons. But you would think that this dude who just fled the scene of essentially a single car crash with a victim, like, would have the forethought to not answer the phone when they call. Isn't this guy married and got mad at DC for saying he was partying with hookers? Yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Well, I think he's not married. He's technically engaged. He's had a long-time fiance, but yes, he has two kids with this woman. I think 2. He might even have 3, but I think it's 2. I'm pretty sure he's got 2 daughters with this lady. The same lady that he beat the hell out of. So just putting that out there. But yeah, he's got this longtime fiance that he never seems to be home with. This is what I was talking to somebody else about that part of it. And like, look, I don't want to speculate too much on her. She's obviously a victim in all of this situation. But my thing with it is that, like, yes, Jon Jones does have a lot of money. I'm sure they have a nice house. But is it worth it? Is it really worth it at this point? Like, the nice house, the, raising of your kids in an environment with a little bit of financial stability, is it worth it to be beaten up, cheated on, ran around on, never knowing where your husband is, your fiance, whatever? Pretty wild. I mean, I guess she must think yes. How much did you pay for that haircut? Yeah, it's been a while, brother. I do need a haircut. You ain't lying. This is also bedhead. I didn't put myself together too much for this stream. I am so tired still. That's the commitment that I have to what I do on this channel, is making sure that even through terrible bed hair, being tired, I make sure to show up. 80% of the battle is showing up. Yeah, but you ain't lying. This haircut is a little ragged for sure. The unfortunate thing about how I had my hair cut when I actually did get it cut is that this is how it grows out if you let it go. So I'm going to have to get a different style this time so that it grows out a little bit more naturally. Because what I always do with my hair is I just let it grow until it gets too long, and then I just cut it all down. I do it like sheep style, let it get overgrown and then just shave it all real short. Either way, appreciate you checking in, Rick Allen, with your asshole comments as always. 10 minutes till the Ultimate Fighter starts. What else? Anything else in the news that we need to talk about? I mean, that's certainly the biggest news of the day, is the Jon Jones body cam footage. Speculation as to whether or not Jon Jones retired because of these criminal charges, dipped out to Thailand because of it, certainly adds up timeline-wise. Rick has never once asked me about my hair except my face, and I dislike him for that. Yo, for real, Rick, you need to pass it out equally, bro. I think it's because you always keep your hair under that, like, headband, bro. That's probably why. If you let that mane that you got out more, people would talk about it more. If you think that's an asshole comment, you ain't seen nothing yet, hombre. Yes, Rick Allen, I am well aware of what you are capable of. Do your worst, bitch. Are you going to watch The Ultimate Fighter, or are you just here to talk shit? Because we are on episode 5 of The Ultimate Fighter. I can't believe that we're tearing through the season so quickly. Feels like just yesterday this thing started. We're already 5 weeks in. Dana White promoting the Canelo Crawford fight. Don't really have too much of an opinion about that, except that it's quite obvious that Dana is wanting to not be so associated with the organization anymore, with the UFC. You dislike Chael not watching that guy in anything? Come on, bro. How can you dislike Chael? And even if you do, then root for DC. Didgery Dave, what's going on, brother? G'day, mate. Hope all is well in the land down under. Thank you very much for commenting on the most recent episode of last week's fights, which, if you did not tune in live for last week's fights, you missed a pretty spirited debate about the main event of the last event that we had. That was a good one. Put a clip out on the channel now. So if you missed the episode, I would recommend going back and watching the VOD, but you can check out the little 3-minute clip that's out there now as well. Colby said he talked to Triple H about his WWE debut. I think that Colby will not do well in WWE because I don't think that anybody really cares too much about him in that world. I don't think that his shit talking in the UFC is going to like translate into WWE world to the point that anybody would really care. Like, he's not he's somewhat well known, I guess, outside of MMA circles. Like, he has, like, as far as MMA fighters go, he's probably like has a decent little following, but I don't see him doing that great in pro wrestling. Plus, who knows if he can actually even pro wrestle, you know? Like, that's one of those things about pro wrestling. It's like, it's its own beast. Yeah, it's not just like you're a good fighter and then you're a good pro wrestler. Like, it's its own training camp. It's its own version of performance that's way different than actual fighting. So, yeah, I don't know if Colby will fare well in WWE if he tries it. And I mean, you think that like his terrible ass shit talk. That's the thing too, is that Colby is not a good shit talker. Let's get something like real straight real quick here. Colby sucks at shit talking. He's terrible on the mic. He has pre-rehearsed lines that he delivers like he's in a school play. And then he sits there with that big ass smile on his face. Like, he's not even a good performer. Like, with his act. He's only good because he's one of the only ones that does it in the UFC. You take that over to WWE where there's actual trained like actors, he's not going to be anything special over there. So he can try it all he wants. I don't think it's going to be successful. Chael is annoying as fuck. He's loud and obnoxious. Have you tried to watch his channel? He just rambles on and on forever without saying anything, and he thinks he's so clever. Yeah, but he's funny, though. Like, he's the best trash talker in the history of the sport. Now, Chael is somebody who might have been able to go over to WWE if he wanted to. He actually performs well with his character. G'day, just saw you streaming. Yeah, appreciate you checking in, brother. Didgery Dave, appreciate it. Busy with chores, but stepped in for a smoke. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you. Big Onk, what's good, my guy? You watching The Ultimate Fighter? We are live in 5 minutes now. Colby is more known outside of America than by Americans. Facts, bro. Yeah, if there's a big Brazilian WWE contingency, then yeah, maybe he would get some heat because of that. You heard Chandler said he wants to get a contract with WWE. He's in talks. I remember Chandler calling out Connor on Monday Night Raw. Yes, I do remember that as well. Yeah, I mean, again, another person who it's like, I don't know how well he would do or not do. If they want to do that, that's fine. I don't really have too much of a problem them going that way to do that if they so choose. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, I guess I just don't really care too much about pro wrestling like that. So it doesn't really matter too much to me one way or another. If they're good and the people that like pro wrestling like them, then, you know, fair enough. You're watching it right now. How can you be watching it right now? It's not on yet. Starts in 4 minutes. Unless you got the Russian link or something. How'd you get the early access? Brother got Habib to hook him up. Either way, 4 minutes out. So we'll be watching together here in a couple minutes. Excited about this as always. I've been enjoying this season of The Ultimate Fighter. It's been fun. That last episode was crazy. Do you think 317 is any good? Weird main event that doesn't make a lot of sense? Yeah, no, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, yeah, I'm excited for another Topuria fight, but at this point, it's what we talked about on the podcast. You know, like, I Charles Oliveira does not excite me anymore. And I hate to say that because I am a fan of his, but like, he's good against like above average fighters. But when it comes to him going up against elite fighters, like, he's spotty. And I think they use him as a stepping stone for a lot of people, which is exactly what they're doing for Ilya right now. And everybody wanted Topuria versus Makhachev. So it's like, we all know what we wanted to see out of that event. And then the rest of the card is pretty decent, but like not amazing. There's a couple of really good fights on it. But early on, you get down to the early fights, and it's like you got debut fighters coming in on 317, which is pretty wild to think about. Think about that. You have a pay-per-view, right? 317 is a pay-per-view, and you have fighters debuting on that event when you have the fucking UFC Baku event with like known fighters on it, and like the Apex is there as well. I mean, like it's kind of weird where they decide that these people are like making their entries to the organization, because you got a lot of fighters going on there that are not even coming in off of the Contender Series. It's just a bunch of people coming in off the street. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. I mean, I think it'll be fine. I think it's going to be fun, but you know, I'm not like super stoked for it like I would be for another card of its kind. We got start screen. Do we got start screen? We do have start screen. All right, headphones going on. Literally no one putting any respect on Do Bronx's name. Every single person's picking Ilya. I mean, you know, bro, like I hate to be among the same conventional wisdom with that, but like I think that there's good reason for it. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure that my headphones are plugged into the right port here. There we go. Always plug it into the wrong jack. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I think that Ilya has shown that he has pretty good takedown defense, and once he stuffs like 1 or 2 takedowns and Charles realizes that he's going to have to strike with him, it's going to be a long, long fight for him. Or, conversely, a very short fight for him. We also know that Do Bronx is very touchable. You know, we've seen Do Bronx get knocked out by people who are not, like, normally crazy power punchers. Or, like, people who have power but, like, are not consistently getting knockouts, I guess, is what I should say. So, yeah. It's not like I don't want Charles to win. I like Charles, like I said, but, like, Ilya is that dude right now, so what are you going to do? You do realize that Do Bronx is the greatest submission guy in the history of MMA? Couldn't submit Arman. I mean, we're going to have to see how Ilya looks with the extra weight on, but he's been stuffing takedowns from people who are pretty good at taking people down. Stuffed Volk's takedowns, you know? Volk tried to get him down, couldn't do it. Do Bronx is already a Hall of Famer, IMO, but he does leave himself open too much. Yeah. He's a little bit reckless sometimes. Oh, here we go. Let's get the timer. Disabled American veterans, your sync point will be right after this graphic. Boom. The following program contains mature language and graphic images. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your sync point. An ESPN original series. We are live for The Ultimate Fighter. Let's go. But yeah, as far as Charles goes, yeah, I mean, he like, I feel like he gets a little overconfident sometimes. And sometimes it works in his advantage, you know? I mean, obviously he was pretty sound against Michael Chandler, but who isn't at this point? I don't know, man. I've seen too many Do Bronx losses at this point. If Ilya doesn't get the KO, he's in trouble. I mean, it being a 5-round fight, maybe if Charles gets him into the later rounds, there's potential for him to have some problems, but he might just outpoint him. I mean, granted, Charles is pretty fast, but Ilya's fast too. Ilya is deceptively fast because Ilya will plant his feet and then throw a combo that's like 17 strikes long. So it's going to be an interesting fight for that reason, but I'm riding with Ilya. I might throw a little bit on Charles because he is such a heavy underdog. Put him on the off parlay, the moonshooter parlay. But my brain is telling me Ilya. I don't know, Big Onk. What do you think? What's your opinion about that? You going for Charles? You going for Do Bronx? Are you a fan of Arshian Memon? Wasn't Charles an underdog versus Beneil? Yeah, but that was Beneil, bro. Beneil is... I mean, we were talking about Beneil being on this card. No one even talks about Beneil anymore. Like, I swear to God, most people probably did not even realize Beneil was still fighting. Like, oh, Beneil? That dude's still around? Yeah, that was... exactly, good point. Even better point. That was prime Beneil. Furktebek. Inshallah, he is a Muslim guy. amongst 3 Muslim guys in the house. Inshallah. He's got to do a lot of praying. All of those dudes do. Yeah, that's one thing about that religion that must get tiresome to them. Like, I would suspect that I'm sure that they are very proud of their religion and, very devoted to it and all that. But you got to believe that there's some Muslims dudes out there who are like business people and, they're on like a conference call, but like 3:30 rolls around and it's like, oh my, all right. Hey, Tony, hang on for a minute, brother. I got to do something real quick, puts him on hold and then does his prayers real quick. Plus they all have to like figure out which direction Mecca is every time. Got to keep like a compass on them. I could see Charles winning in the later rounds, catching Ilya with something like he did versus Arman. Yeah, maybe. I would think if it goes into the later rounds, it could be a problem for Ilya. We've never had to see Ilya go into the later rounds, really. He's never been tested in deep waters that way. Not yet, anyway. So we shall see. But, I think that Charlie Olives is a dude who can be knocked out, though. Like that, like it's not one of those things. Like that would have been more interesting to me is if they had paired Ilya up against a high-level guy, an elite guy that has like a granite chin. A dude who's never been knocked out. It's like, damn, what's Ilya going to do if you can't knock him out, But we know that Oliveira can get knocked out. Oliveira got knocked out in round 1 by Islam. Hey, Brandon Moreno. I love Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno is going to be the youngest looking old man when he is old. Like, he is like Babyface Assassin is a perfect nickname for this guy because he looks 14 years old forever. Paddy versus Ilya would have been better. Facts, bro. That's facts. Honestly, that's facts. I don't know why they didn't just do that, to be perfectly honest, because Paddy and Ilya have a history, so there's already a built-in narrative there. Paddy has never been knocked out. Paddy has good takedown defense. He's got some pretty good sub-game of his own. Not that Ilya's going for takedowns, but, my point is that if he wanted to use his wrestling, he could. Yeah, I think Paddy would have been the better option, honestly. And he's coming off of a win over Michael Chandler, and Oliveira is also coming off a win over Michael Chandler. So it's like they're not that far different as far as the division goes, like ranking-wise. So, yeah, I think Paddy would have been the better choice personally, but, I think that they don't think that Paddy is like name recognition worthy just yet. That would be my suspicion there anyway. Look at these Brandon Moreno highlights. Little savage that guy is. Paddy really did better against Chandler than Charles did. Bro, that's the absolute facts. He did what Oliveira could not do. Oliveira could not finish that fight. Now, granted, Oliveira had done it at some point in the past, so it's not like he never did it, but Chandler almost KO'd Charles and then with the back of the head shots. Yeah, well, Chandler is just a dirtball fighter to begin with. We know that. Hey, good advice from Brandon Moreno to say, don't stop believing in yourself and let yourself go after losing on The Ultimate Fighter. Beeb, Rick Allen has 2 dads? Hey, that's a loving relationship, bro. You leave his father figures alone. How you doing, brother? Hope everything is well out there in Las Vegas. How close are you to moving, bro? You getting that figured out? TJF, I know rankings don't matter much, but what are your thoughts on Tagir moving above Joshua Van in the rankings? Is that the truth? I did not know that happened, and that is absolute garbage. That is garbage. Weren't they supposed to get the AI to fix the rankings? How does Tagir move up after that win that he just got barely? That was barely a win. Shout out to Azat Maxim. That dude was a beast. If anything, Azat should have been moving up into the rankings off of that performance. That was a bit of a robbery there. Tagir got very lucky with that fight. And Josh Van is fighting Brandon Royval essentially as like almost a title eliminator, except Royval apparently is moving up to 135. So who knows what's going to happen with that now? I guess this is going to be his last fight at flyweight, and which is kind of weird because it's like this fight really doesn't do much for him under those circumstances. Either you lose and Josh Van moves into title contention, or you win and then you just leave. John not getting a retirement compilation is wild? Fuck that. It's absolutely not wild. That's perfect. John, who held up a division for no reason for a year and a half, John Jones deserves nothing from the UFC at this point. Like, had he retired after the Stipe fight? Absolutely. I'd be like, perfect. I wouldn't like it. I still would think it was dumb. You know, not fighting Francis, not fighting Tom. I would have definitely thought that that was all very stupid. But at least it would have been like, all right, he got his Stipe win. Let's move on. But he held up that division for all that time. Him and Dana, you know, it's partially on the organization as well, of course. But like, either way, Connor did as well. Yeah. I mean, him too. Fuck both of them. Connor out there punching dudes in a nightclub. John out there punching, well, not punching, but you know, hitting, running telephone poles or whatever the fuck he did to crash that car. They're cut from the same cloth. Those two absolute scumbags. So, yeah. Again, I said it on the show last night, but Ariel Helwani's tweet about the situation, I think, was absolutely true and a good way to sum it up. What did Ariel say? Hold on real quick. I'll get that up for you. I'll read it out real quick while we're learning about Kazakhstan. It's where Borat is from. Did you know that? John motherfucking Dong, how are you, sir? Just mixed Rick Allen. Funny how that works out. What did Ariel say here? Where is it? Oh my god, they post so goddamn much on this channel that it's like hard to find any one thing here. Jesus Christ. Bro, this is like a ridiculous amount of stuff I'm having to look through to like find this tweet from him. Anyway, all right, whatever. I can't find it. But point is that Ariel Helwani basically had said that, like, you know, it's kind of wild that we went through all of this and then it ends in like a whimper out in the middle of the night in Azerbaijan. It's essentially what he said. Was going to interview for a position at a company and then they just canceled it because they told me they're filling the role internally. So annoying how they do that. Yeah, that sucks, bro. I'm sorry to hear that for you, brother. Yeah, that will happen. A lot of times they're like required to put like those positions out for bid. Like, you know, they're like internally required to open a position even if they already have somebody in mind. So don't take it personally or anything like that, but that does suck. That is a shitty feeling. It's hard, bro. It is definitely hard to like be looking for work in this economy and this job market. You got algorithms that are reading your resume and automatically denying you. That's the one that I think is really bad. Because it's like so many qualified people are just getting like outright denied because they didn't say the right thing on their resume. It's fine. I'm just annoyed because I had my hopes up high because it was for an AI engineer position. Haven't had an interview for months. Oh, man, that sucks, bro. I'm really sorry to hear that, dude. Yeah. I mean, keep trying with the AI stuff, though, because you know that there's got to be more work out there in that field. Obviously, it's booming right now. This Kazakhstani guy is dragging his opponent all over this Kazakh gym here. I wonder if he is a huge fan of Shavkat. Probably, right? Kind of looks like him a little bit. All right, that brings us to the commercial break. Yeah, man. Keep trying, bro. Put out as many resumes as you can. It sucks. I know how daunting that is. It's like if you go on LinkedIn, every time that you go on LinkedIn looking for a job, you go to like the job listing and you see like where it says like how many people have applied to the job, and it's always over 100 people. No matter what time the job has been posted, no matter how long it's been up, over 100 people always. So it's like, damn, dude, these people are like really out here trying to get these jobs. Actually trying to make my own app eventually to make money, but when I reach out to people to see if they'd be interested in it, they don't respond. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Yeah. Well, what you're supposed to do is do it all yourself. That's, bro, like, it's really unfortunate to have to say, but it's like the best way to overcome like the door's not opening for you is to build your own door, so to speak. Open it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like if the job market's not going to be fucking with you, like do it independent. If you're in a position where you can develop the app on your own and get it working, get it to the point where you could take it to market yourself, start your own company for the app. Eventually, you'll end up getting bought out by some bigger company, whatever. You make a little bit of money that way, or a lot of bit of money that way if the app is really good. But yeah, it sucks because I mean, like most people, it's just like, yo, I want to get a job. Like I just want to get a job like normal, but it doesn't seem to be the way anymore. And like, I think a lot of people are coming to the realization that like going into business for yourself is sometimes the only option that you have, and that's even more scary sometimes. Trust, I know that one. You quit using LinkedIn. Horrible for your mental health. Feel you. I want to take matters into my own hands, but I want to see if people are actually interested before putting effort. Well, what you could do is conduct a focus group. You know, find a like essentially put out an open call for like a test pool. There's ways to do that. You do like a group study. You can pair with like an organization. It probably wouldn't. I mean, it costs a little bit of money to get it done, but like, you know, get like test subjects, put together a little survey to ask them what they think of the app and all that kind of stuff. What can you improve? This and that. What's the app? What's the basic idea of it? Unless it's so ultra secret that you don't want to divulge. Got to start pushing weight? Facts. Hell yeah, dude. Copper brick, chop it down. Grams triple, lock it down. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that unless you absolutely can't avoid it. Even then, you probably have some other better options. But I get it, though. I get the hustlers out there. My whole thing with that is like, if you are good at moving weight, you're probably good as a salesperson in general, even though, of course, that type of product kind of sells itself. But my thing is like, just go get like an actual sales job. The other thing too, John Dong, is that instead of putting out applications to places, start trying to contact people directly. Like, that's where LinkedIn can be valuable, is to like make direct connections to people that work at these companies, and then just be like, look, you know, I have qualifications. I'm interested in a job. Like, do you know like the hiring manager and that kind of stuff? And just sort of try to work your way in that way. It's going to be an app that helps HR with making their work more efficient. Okay, all right. Then yeah, dude, that has a practical application. Then absolutely. Yeah, put a focus group together. This generation, it's hard to find a position. I don't blame you, John. Yeah, bro, trust that I know this. Trust that I know this. It is not easy out there. Damn, that was a really nice spinning wheel kick knockout that this dude just got in his highlights. Tried reaching out to people on LinkedIn, but they just leave you on red. Yeah. Yeah, but just keep going with that, bro. Keep going with it. It's a long, hard road. Bro, trust me. I mean, like, at least you have a skill that, like, is in demand. Imagine doing it like the stuff that we're doing. Like, I mean, I talk to people all the time about trying to, like, get the Last Week's Fights podcast, like, out there more. You know, like, somebody who wants to, like, represent, our interests that way, management, those kinds of things. Like, I'm always, like, on the hunt to, like, expand Yama and the podcast and stuff. I mean, it's like subjective as to the, if you like or dislike myself and Chase, you know what I mean? At least you have a tangible skill that people are like wanting to pay for. It's just tough to get in. Another thing that could help you, John, is if you have the time and resources to invest in some professional certifications. Those also sometimes make the difference. They definitely are great for the algorithm. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Beeb, you are spitting facts right now. It's also a lot of weight at the top if you want to rock and roll. Oh, so we've got an Uzbekistani versus a Kazakhstani. A Kazakh fighter. Uzbekistan. We're seeing some good fighters coming out of Uzbekistan recently. This dude is in Dubai, chilling at the mall. And this dude is 5 days a week in the gym. That's crazy. But yeah, I would recommend going the professional certifications route if you have the ability to. That looks good on a resume for sure. Look at those rowing machines. My gym does not have a rowing machine. I would really like a rowing machine. My mom has been going to the gym like crazy and loves the rowing machine, and she's been telling me to do it, and I'm like, I would love to do the rowing machine because I also love the rowing machine. Yeah, for sure, John. That could be very helpful for you. It's a little bit of a time commitment, but it could be the difference maker. Because, yeah, the algorithm will fuck you every time, bro. This guy named his daughter after his mother who passed away. This is the human side of MMA, people. This is why I love The Ultimate Fighter, bro. I do appreciate being able to learn something about these people from different parts of the world. I'm very blessed where I live and like the jobs that I've had where I've interacted with a lot of people from all over the world, a lot of different races and religions and ethnicities and stuff like that. But, a lot of people don't get that opportunity. So things like The Ultimate Fighter, I think, really humanize other people that, a lot of times in this political climate, people are very quick to pigeonhole and to stereotype people. And, it's important to recognize that everybody is a human being at the end of the day. Maybe at some point we can stop deporting all of them from the country that I live in. People who are not like the other people who are in power. That'd be nice. Bro, these dudes from Kazakhstan, they look like they came straight off of the mountain, bro. This guy, Shavkat, yo, that coat that they just gave to DC is fly as fuck though, bro. Bro, I would rock that for real. Oh, that is really cool looking. You only need to bring for one coach, and that's DC. As long as I get the cool Kazakhstani coat. All good. Ooh, another nice kick knockout. Bro, I love a spinning wheel knockout. Maybe we'll see one in this fight. Who am I going for? I guess I got to go for this Kazakhstani guy. I mean, Uzbekistani guy is cool too. Both of them seem like good dudes. I don't know. Maybe I'll go with Uzbekistan. I'm torn on this. We have great fighters from both regions of the world right now. Lopez versus Silva, September 13th. Let's get it, bro. Can't wait. That is a banger. That is a banger fight right there. The organization really coming through with that one, considering how the quality of the cards have been lately and some of the matchups, you know, a little bit less than stellar. But that fight right there, that makes any card worthwhile, bro. Like, if that's not a main event, that's the people's main event for sure. It's crazy to think that one of them is going to have to go down. I was just thinking about John Silva the other day. I was thinking that, I was going over I keep a list of all the, like, of the year, quote unquote, fights, so that we can review them on the year-end wrap-up for last week's fights. And I was like, I want to put Bryce Mitchell getting submitted by John Silva on the submission of the year list. Because I was like, it was an amazing submission, and that is true, but like just the fact that it was John Silva submitting submission guy Bryce Mitchell and all of the things that were surrounding that fight, I think it's like more so than the actual act of the submission. It's like the impact of the submission was kind of what made me put it on that list. Yair versus Volk next. Yeah. Ugh. How the fuck did that even happen for real, bro? I mean, is that actually confirmed? Like, I thought that was just people talking shit online and then, like, it never was actually real. But no one wants to see that fight. Funny that Yair was getting pissed off at Robert Whittaker for saying that exact thing. Hey, Yair, if you'll get pissed off at, like, Robert Whittaker is too nice a guy, but I'm not. No one wants to see you fight Volk, bro. Point blank period. A win over fucking Patricio Pitbull in that terrible performance that he had does not equal a title shot. And your last time fighting Volk did not go so well either. So Yair is an emotional guy, man. I didn't realize that he was such a temperamental little girl. If Silva wins, does he get a title shot or one more fight needed? I would say one more fight needed for sure. Yeah, I mean, that would be a crazy hot shotting. But, I mean, granted, Diego did just challenge for the belt. But, yeah, I mean, I personally would think that one more would be warranted, but the organization might think differently. The organization might see the star power, and if he does it in emphatic fashion, like if he gets a knockout, then, yeah, he might end up getting it. But if it was up to me, I would say, yeah, probably one more fight is warranted at least. I love Yair, but Old Man Volk is getting an easy W. I mean, I like Yair too, but like Yair is one of those dudes who's good, not great to me. He's one of the, like, when I talk about the echelons of the sport, like if you're up in the elite echelon, he is at the point right before that, at the like above average great echelon. Like he's right there knocking on the door, but he's not breaking through into the elites. He's proven that time over time, unfortunately. Pitbull had the same performance as Patchy. Facts. Making Bellator look amazing in the UFC. What's going on with Lerone Murphy? That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, Lerone Murphy didn't really do himself too many favors by not looking spectacular in his last performance, but he did get the win, though. So, fight on, I guess. Movsar needs to get a title shot soon after he beats Pico. That's probably facts. Yeah, that's probably facts. Movsar deserves it. Movsar is in the same boat as Bilal. A dude who, since he's boring, just has to grind that much harder to actually get the shot. But he's making himself undeniable, which is exactly what you have to do if you're that type of fighter. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think Movsar is probably next up. or should be next up. I mean, the guy, you can't deny a guy who's won that many times after a certain point. Yair is great at striking, but he has no ground game when he fades. Yeah, exactly. And honestly, his striking is good, but like I believe that like if you have for example, now granted this is not the same weight class, but if you had a guy like Rafael Fiziev, we just saw Rafael Fiziev go up against a dude who has a similar build to Yair. If you had a fighter who had the same fight IQ as Fiziev fighting against Yair, I don't think his striking would look that impressive. Hate to say it, but like I think that he's a solvable puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that his strengths as a striker can be figured out. Chandler is 2-5 in the UFC, making Bellator look amazing. Isn't it crazy that Michael Chandler is among the best Bellator fighters in the organization? That's wild. At least he's entertaining. At least he's entertaining in defeat. One of those wins was a washed-up Tony. Yeah, that is true. And to be fair, at least Michael Chandler did start the real downward progression for Tony, because it was like Tony was already on a losing streak, right? He had already lost, I think, 1 or 2 at that point. But like after that kick, Tony was never the same for real. And those losses were a lot more egregious. All right. Alibi versus, what was the other guy's name? Fekred? Something with an F. What do you think of Dumas getting pulled because of his ankle monitor? I think it was ridiculous that Dumas got booked at all. We were talking about that at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, Cedric Dumas needs to be cut from the UFC and kept away from professional sports. That guy is a problem in societal terms. Plus, his last performance was ass. So, what are you keeping him around for? I only understand Russian. Okay, so I'll speak Russian to you then. All right, Alibi and Fekretyev. I forget what his name was. Cedricus versus Extra International Fight Week in Compton. Yo, facts. There you go. That's what he should be doing. That dude should be on Street Beefs. Yeah, Cedricus Dumas, bro. I mean, like, I want to like the guy. I mean, like, he is a Florida guy, you know? I wanted to believe that he was like one of these kind of dudes who had like a tough life and like was overcoming it with sports, but no, he's not. He's just a dude that goes out there and gets arrested all the goddamn time, never learns his lesson. That's the exact type of person that is a problem. That's the type of person that like you keep away from organized sport because like he's going to cause you more problems than he's worth. Hey, Ryan Clark. Talking about this last week, how crazy it is that Ryan Clark got kicked off of his own show. Yeah, that's hilarious. They're saying that Ryan Clark is a big-time ESPN commentator. Like, it wasn't the organization's choice to kick him off of the show with DC and stick Chael in there because Chael is more entertaining. I always liked Ryan Clark. We're getting a Ryan Clark inspirational speech right now. Ryan Clark spitting some facts to these kids. Talk to him, Ryan. You're not allowed to talk on the DC and RC show anymore. This is your opportunity to spit game. Ryan Clark getting a little white in his beard, too. Got that Dean Thomas salt and pepper going on. Not quite Michael Chiesa levels, though. That's more salt than pepper at this point. All right, who are we going for in this fight? I'm going to stick with my original choice. I'm going to Alibi. Yeah, Ryan Clark is great, man. I always liked the guy. I always thought he was a really, like, for a dude who never fought, in the same vein as myself. I always thought he had some really good insights as to, the sport and good opinions. I always thought he was a pretty well-informed guy as far as the sport goes. We barely saw any Chael this episode. And we got 27 minutes left in this episode, so this is going to be a long fight, people. All right. He doesn't care. Why doesn't Johnny care? Oh, man. Imagine having to have Colby Covington in your corner if you didn't want it. Like, bro, I know I'm on the Ultimate Fighter, but, like, can I just, like, not be on the team that Colby Covington is coaching on? Even though I said, and I do thoroughly believe that Colby Covington is probably a great coach. Like, I mean, he, as far as, like, the fundamentals of what he does good in the cage, like, he can probably teach that pretty well when he cuts all the bullshit, Tough fight, Uzbekistan versus Kazakhstan. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna, like I said, I think I'm gonna go with Kazakhstan on this one. Just again, I mean, we've seen great fighters from both regions of the world right now, so it's like you can't really judge just off of that. Two tough areas, they're graduating tough fighters. Alibi at least looks a little younger. I don't know. I didn't see the tail of the tape. Oh yeah. Furkatbek. That's quite a name. I got to go with Alibi just because it's easier to say. Furkatbek. All right, going into the commercial here. Then we got a fight on our hands. First, we've got Shane Gillis and Post Malone. Post Malone, who I understand to be a very good dude, but goddamn does he look like he had a child draw on his face with all those dumb tattoos. His tattoos are awful. Maybe this will be like Tagir versus Azat. I mean, then I hope that the judges are better. I hope that those judges are more accurate. Azat getting himself robbed in Baku. That was a little wild, man. Azat looked really nice in that fight. I hope that he bounces back. It always sucks to take a loss when you should have won. I mean, that's obvious to say, but like I mean more from like a career trajectory kind of standpoint. I remember when Post Malone was on the come up. Now he had less tattoos. He looks like a mess now. Yeah, it's just like, bro, like stop drawing on your face, my guy. Like, face tattoos are already like a very dicey kind of thing. Like they have to be like really tasteful if you're going to do it. And then it's like, you really should never go overboard with face tattoos. And he went overboard. Yeah, his is nothing good coming out of Post Malone's face tattoos for sure. Granted, he does make some decent music. I like a couple of Post Malone songs. White Iverson. When I started ballin', I was young. There you go. A little serenade for you. One thing that you cannot say about Ilya is that he is not a sharp-dressed man. Yeah. This is a good ad. Ilya always with the tailored suits. What did Ilya make his money doing? Because he's like rich as fuck, right? Didn't he make money like in fragrances or something? He's got like a perfume line or some shit. Good for him, fair enough. One of those guys that fights because he wants to. Bro, I cannot wait until this goddamn Dragon movie is gone so I can stop seeing this dumbass Burger King commercial. Ilya had like 4 jobs. All right. Hey, then good. You know, hustler, man. I'll give him credit. You know, nothing but love for that. Your boy's about to have 4 jobs. Oh. Hopefully. We'll see. All right, come on. Let's get some fighting going here. All right, Alibi versus what was it? Oh, Furketbek, Yokubov, Yokubov, Idiris versus Yokubov. All right, 2 5-minute rounds, as is tradition on The Ultimate Fighter. Fight's underway. Let's go. All right. Furketbek. Oh, no. Herzog is the ref. Herzog, for the longest time, was one of the best that we had, man. Just sucks for Jared Cannonier. Nice low kick for Alibi to start off. All right. Both these guys, jittery flyweights. Love to see it. Love to see the fast motions here. See how exciting this thing is. Decent little body kick for Alibi. So far, the kicks are there for him. Another low kick for him. That was nice. Goes in. Feints the takedown. Disengages. Nice teep. Alibi staying with those kicks. Looking good so far. Ooh, nice kick for Furketbek. Furketbek. How many times can I say Furketbek? Ooh, nice body kick for Alibi. Alibi staying with the kicks. Ooh, there you go. Nice combo for Furketbek. Yakubov. Ooh, nice counter for Yakubov. Oh, he's pressuring, DC. You see the pressure. Nice knee. Yeah, this is a typical flyweight pace right now. These guys moving mile a minute. Nice body shot for Furketbek. Furketbek. All right, they tie up. Nice knee in the clinch for Yakubov. And they disengage. All right, nice overhand for Yakubov. A decent one over the top for Alibi. Ooh, nice kick to the body. Oh, that might have affected him a little bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alibi looking like that stung him a little bit. Going for the level change. Aside from that one kick, this has been pretty even round so far, so somebody needs to pull ahead. Oh, Alibi slips. Yeah, good thing that Furketbek did not go for a knee or a illegal shot there. Should probably teach that to some of the fighters that are already inside the organization. Fucking dumbass Nerdiev. All right, they're starting to settle in a little bit now. Another nice knee to the body for Yakubov. Yakubov looking like he's pulling away with this a little bit right now. I would have him ahead right now. Yeah. Idiris. Alibi needs to... oh, low blow. Yeah, Alibi needs to fight his way into this thing a little bit harder because Furketbek is pulling away a little bit, I think. All right. All good. They go back to it. Nice takedown for Alibi. But Furketbek back to his feet. Oh, old school foot stomp. Go for another one. I love the foot stomp. Foot stomp criminally underutilized in modern MMA. All right, yeah. Oh, wow. Takedown on the cage. Furkabach switches to the back. Alibi staying on his back. Decent control here, but Furkabach back to his feet again. Bro, Herzog, he's not grabbing, though. His hands were not inside the cage. Leave that man alone. Yeah, no, there was nothing illegal happening. Uh-oh. Alibi in the mount now. On the side, Furkabach back to his knees. Boom. Yeah, Alibi riding him now. Trying to flatten him out. He's on his side. Bro, Herzog is way too involved in this fight right now, bro. Like, back the fuck up. He's not punching him in the back of the head, bro. Yeah, Herzog needs to disengage. Shit, Onk, you weren't wrong. For Herzog being the ref is a bit of a problem right now. Okay, that one was back of the head. All right. Yo, I can't lie. He did get one to the back of the head. He only landed one illegal strike, though. Yeah, that's hard to score that one, honestly, because, I mean, really, like, it was even in the beginning. Then Yakubov got the body shot that looked like it hurt Alibi, but then Alibi got that back control and was landing some nice strikes on his back. So that's a pretty even round. Hard to say who I think was the winner of that one. Alibi never dropped, though, so maybe I'll tentatively give it to him. Not a bad fight so far. I like it. Found out just today also that apparently the Apex is going to be used for more WWE stuff now. WWE has a show called NXT that I guess is going to be using the Apex for events. But it's kind of wild because apparently NXT airs on Tuesdays, which is the same night that The Ultimate Fighter airs. So how's that going to work? I don't know. But I would prefer that WWE just builds their own facility and does not use the UFC's, but TKO Holdings, this is the world you live in. Damn, that's crazy. Shout out to this guy for his military service. Bro took an IED to the face. That's pretty crazy. What a gangster. What a true Chad that guy is. So many alcohol commercials for The Ultimate Fighter. They know their target audience well. You got Goose, you got beer, all kinds of alcoholic beverages for you to choose from. All right, another nice promo for 317 coming up this weekend. Of course, myself and potentially the Vitz King. We'll have to see if that works out, but we will be doing a watch along, or I will be doing a watch along for 317. So if you want to watch the fights with your boy, we'll be here live on Yelling About Mixed Martial Arts. YouTube.com/@YamaShow. Monday nights, there's a podcast on this channel called Last Week's Fights. Myself and my good friend Chase Parton will be breaking down each and every fight from the previous week's event. We just did Baku yesterday, and we will do 317 next Monday. So Monday at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out with your boys. All right, round 2 underway. Close fight so far. All right, Yakubov pressuring early. Spinning back kick lands to the body. Ooh, nice uppercut for Alibi. Ooh, nice lunging forearm. I love that lunging elbow. Ediris. Ooh, nice combo for Ediris. Let's go, bro. Alibi with some hands. Another one lands for Alibi. Nice knee to the body. Oh, Alibi's pulling away with this thing, man. Yeah. Alibi waited out the initial onslaught. Poke to the eyes. Come on, bro. Come on. Why would you do that? Oh, you got to be in more control of your hands, dude. You had him hurt. Now he gets time to recover. Of course it's going to be a warning. Yeah, exactly. Tell him keep his fucking hands closed is for real, dude. DC cornering. DC cornering when he's not supposed to be cornering. DC cheating. Yo, DC is straight up cheating right now. That was cheating, DC. Oh, he's taking the point for it? Damn, Herzog really getting involved in this fight. What the fuck? Bro, this fight is wild, dude. This is wild. Why is Herzog so on it today? I can't believe he's taking the point for that. Well, finish the fight, dude. If he wins the round, he wins the fight. Not really. I mean, you can't know that for sure. I don't know why both of these coaches on this season have been so sure about like how the rounds are being scored. Like, you should be telling your fighter to finish the fight. Like don't try to play this fucking strategy game. Oh, you know, just win the round and everything will be all right. Yeah, fucking finish this thing. Head and arm. Furketbeck is... Oh, this is good position now. Oh, bro. Head and arm is... That's looking good, man. Yeah, he's got to readjust a little bit, but he looks like he has it. Oh, he says he's good. I guess it's because his arm is crooked like that. Yakubov has his arm like kind of pressed up, keeping blood flow going. Now full mount for Alibi. Yeah, Alibi crushing right now. But Alibi needs to worry about these fouls, bro. You cannot take another point deduction. I can't believe he took the point. That's so wild. Motherfucker won't... We've seen so much worse shit in the actual organization that just goes by. And all of a sudden Herzog wants to play by the book. He is punching him right on the ear right now. Oh, straight up. Yo, mount. Yakubov needs to figure something out, bro. I don't think he has it, honestly. I don't think he has it in him to figure anything out at this point. I think he's defeated. I think he might be mentally defeated too. He looks like he's accepting a lot of this. He's just trying to survive. Maybe with the point deduction. goes to a third round, perhaps. But as of right now, yeah, this is your chance. All right, Yakubov back to his feet. He needs to lay on some heavy shots right now. Nice body shot for him. Bro, combos, my man. Straights and singles are not what you want. You need to be laying on 3 and 4 right now. There you go. There's a good body shot. There you go. There's a nice combo. 1-2. String those together, bro. Oh, my God. Bro, Yakubov just let his back get taken. Like he again, handshake agreement. I want to take your back. Okay, why don't you take my back then? Bro, come on. Alibi trying to flatten him out. Got the body triangle. No, I thought he had it locked. He does not. All right, face crank. Trying for the neck here. He's got 30 seconds. He could finish this off if he gets the neck. Furketbeck holding the hands. Bro, yeah. Some of these back of the head shots are rather close. They all look fairly legal to me, but with a point deduction already, this Alibi might be a little bit of a dirtball fighter. Dana White don't give a fuck. He's like, you didn't finish the fight, bro. I don't care. Dana's not jumping out of his seat. You know when Dana likes a fight. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, shit. Going to the third round? Probably. Oh, okay, never mind. We have a decision. Alibi getting the win most likely here. So I was correct. Even with the point deduction, he gets the win. I guess they gave him that first round too. That first round was a lot closer. I could see a case being made for Furketbeck, but Alibi Idiris. Yeah, round 1 was close. Yeah, he had him rocked in the first round, it looked like. Furketbeck was doing his thing, but Alibi did turn it around in the end of the round, so I'm with it. I don't mind that. Again, I still can't get over the point deduction, though, man. Jesus Christ. We have seen so much worse in the actual UFC. But yeah, a lot of fouls, a lot of potential fouls on Alibi's side. Yeah, I mean, fine win, I guess. Definitely not the best fight that we've seen on the show so far. Eye poke point deduction. That's crazy. Inshallah. Ah. Good job, coach. Thanks, dude. It's what I do. I'm your coach. Yeah, I'm not seeing champion potential just yet off of this guy. DC team. Yeah, good for the kid, though. Shout out to Kazakhstan. Getting the win. Getting a win for Team DC. We didn't see any of Chael this episode, bro. Chael was nowhere to be found in this episode. And there's Furketbeck getting checked out. Always sucks. Yeah, it was a good fight, though. It was decent. Yeah, no excuses. Appreciate it. I like this guy. I like Furkutbek. The Uzbek. Yeah, maybe he comes back better. It's always what you got to do on The Ultimate Fighter. We've seen so many guys who have lost on The Ultimate Fighter come into the organization and have good careers. So, all right, welterweights are next up. All right, Matt Dixon. The American Matt Dixon. All right, another American. Oh, he was on the Contender Series. Okay, so Matt Dixon was on the Contender Series, lost on the Contender Series, but that was his only loss as a pro. Sounds good. All right. Alex from Team Cormier. Alex Sanchez from Mexico. Oh, this is the luchador. Dude with the lucha mask. Lucha Libre action coming up. Viva Mexico. But not against my Oklahoma King over here. Out there in Tornado Alley. Training. Well, we will see what happens on that episode of The Ultimate Fighter. We get our little preview here. Ah, Rose. Rose and Rocky. Rose and Raquel coming in to be the guest coaches for this episode coming up. I love Rose as a person, man. I mean, I'm telling you, like I don't want to say even talk shit about Rose. Like, I think I speak factually about Rose. I speak very frankly about Rose. But, like, aside from those assessments of her mental state, I like her a lot as a person. I think she's a very kind and quality human being. I like Rocky too. Raquel, that is, not the movie Rocky 2. Although that's pretty dope too. Anyway, so yeah, Raquel Pennington and Rose Namajunas are your guest coaches for the next episode of The Ultimate Fighter, and that is where this episode of This Ultimate Fighter is going to end. So we are done with The Ultimate Fighter for the evening, and I guess that will just about do it for the stream. As I had said, on this channel, we are going to be doing the watch-along of UFC 317 this Saturday. So you want to watch some fights with your boy, make sure to come on by youtube.com/@YamaShow. Monday nights, we have a podcast, myself and Chase Parton, last week's fights. We'll be going over each and every fight from the previous card. So UFC 317's episode will be next Monday. Hopefully, we might be able to get the Cage review done tomorrow. That's what we're trying to get going. Myself and Chase Parton also doing the review of the Netflix series The Cage. So we'll see if that works out. Hopefully it will. Keep your eyes open for notifications. If you want to see us do the review live, it will come out as a video on the channel after that. And I am working on a script for a new video currently as we speak. So always something in the works on the channel. Appreciate the support from everybody. Michael, thank you very much for hanging out, brother. I appreciate you. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat, my friend. Yeah, thanks again to everybody who came out tonight. Beeb, Big Onk, John Dong, Rick Allen even, and the Ohio player always. That's the homie. So yeah, thanks very much for hanging, you guys. Have a great rest of your night, great rest of your week. Until I see you next time, fight on, everybody.
Change.